So Aid has been remastered for the remaster. It has made it a bit easier to use, a bit easier to access, especially if you are lower level, as there's now less chance that you're actually going to hurt your allies when you're trying to aid. But these changes also can make it almost automatic at higher level, and there's a little bit of controversy about that. Now, with all this being said, let's go ahead and get into the aid reaction. My name is Don. I'm trying to be the sly strategist, and let's go ahead and get into it. So, aid is one of the basic actions, actually, a reaction that you can use to help your party members. Basically, your party members have to be willing to accept the aid, and you have to have prepared beforehand to use the aid reaction in order to help them, depending on what the role is. There are some really good chances that you will be able to help them, or at the very least, not hurt them. However, on a critical failure, you can still hurt them. But let's go ahead and go over the basic action aid. So, aid is a reaction. The trigger for it is an ally is about to use an action that requires a skill check or attack roll. The requirements, as stated, the aid is willing to accept your aid and you have to prepare to help. Now, the description is you try to help your ally with a task. To use this reaction, you must first prepare to help, usually by using an action during your turn. You must explain to the GM exactly how you're trying to help, and they determine whether you can aid your ally. So it's not an automatic. The GM does have discretion to say, well, that probably wouldn't help. When you use your aid reaction, attempt a skill check or attack roll of a type decided by the GM. The typical DC for this is 15, and that is kind of the big change. That is the change to the DC to 15. It used to be 20. But the GM might adjust this DC for particularly hard or easy tasks. The GM can add any relevant traits to your preparatory action or to your aid reaction depending on the situation, or even allow you to aid checks other than skill checks or attack rolls. So it is kind of up to GM discretion here once again. So on a critical success, you grant your ally a +2 circumstance bonus to the triggering check. If you're a master with the check you attempted, the bonus is +3, and if you're legendary, it could be as high as a +4. On a success, you grant your ally a +1 circumstance bonus to the triggering check, and this is regardless of whatever your train status is. On a critical failure, your ally takes a -1 circumstance penalty to the triggering check. Now, because of the change in the typical DC for the aid action, you are less likely to get that critical failure now. And if you are a high enough level, unless you actually roll a 1 on the check, it is very unlikely you're going to get the critical failure. In the old version, the basic difference was the sentence, the typical DC is 20, but the GM might adjust this DC for particularly hard or easy tasks. Again, it used to be a DC of 20, which made it a little bit harder as a first, second, third level character just with the train status to actually accomplish a DC 20, because that's actually pretty high for a really low level character who just has a basic train status in any particular skill. Now, I do hope you like this quick tip on aid. Aid was one of the first quick tips I ever did, so I thought it'd be a good idea to update this one, and I'm going to update a few others as I go through. However, I do hope you enjoyed this quick tip, and if you did, feel free to like, subscribe, or hit that notification bell. But whatever you do, I hope you have a great day and happy adventuring. Thanks.